त्वमादिदेवा पुरुषा पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परम निधानम वेत्तासि वेद्यम च परम च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनंत रूप वायु यमः अग्निवर्णः शशाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहस्य नमो नमस्तेस्तु सहस्रकृत्वा पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते. You are primeval God, the primordial spirit. You are the ultimate shelter of the universe. You are knower, the noble and supreme abode. The universe is fully pervaded by you, being of infinite form. You are the God of wind, God of death, and God of fire and water, the moon god and great grandfather of beings. We salute to you thousands and thousands and also again and again. In last session, I have described about the illusion or Maya, and a particular fact is revealed by me. Now in this session, my subject, the body reaction affected by Sattvic Maya. There are three types of illusion: Sattvic illusion, Sattvic Maya, Rajasi illusion, Rajasi Maya, and Tamasi illusion, Tamasi Maya. So today's subject, body reactions affected by Sattvic Maya. If Sattvic Maya affects the body, the what facts appears in external ways. First, desire of asceticism, tapasya ki ichha. When the human body desires asceticism, it should be understood that it is affected by influence of Sattvic Maya. That is, the Sattvic form of Maya is enchanting this body. Austerity means an attempt for oriented towards God. All the means which are done in this effort fall under the category of tendency. Implementation of means, the Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, etc. It is tenacity. If such a desire arises in your mind, when you should understand the Sattvic Maya is exerting the influence on our body and we are getting affected by it. Orientation of the conduct of truth. When man starts thinking about truth and untruth, then the desire to discard untruth becomes strong. When we desire to abandon untruth, is reinforced, man becomes oriented towards the conduct of truth. The emergence of the desire to abandon the untruth and knowing the untruth and the desire to be ready for the conduct on the truth, as in orientation of the conduct of truth, orientation towards the conduct of truth comes from influence of Sattvic Maya. When Sattvic Maya affects the body, mind's desire to conduct truth becomes strong, there is no effort to conduct it. 2 points. And third fact, kindness. Man is naturally selfish. He works only for his own benefit, for his welfare and worldly pleasure and joy. When you wish to behave in the same way towards others, this attitude is said to be compassionate. These expressions arise especially for the poor, the helpless, the weak and weaker sections. Then it is called an excellent form of mercy. This feeling of mercy is due to the influence of Sattvic distinction of Maya. The Sattvic distinction of Maya creates a sense of compassion in humans and a sense of interest in others. For this reason, when a man is full of kindness towards others, then he should understand that he is influenced by the influence of Sattvic Maya. The work of restraining the mind. There was discussion in the past about the mind. The mind is very supportive. Paramhans means he tried to wonders spontaneously, who worldly matters and remains in the worldly subjects. This is the nature of the mind. When a man tries to control the primordial mind, he should understand that he is influenced by the influence of Sattvic Maya. If he times restrained his against Sattvic Maya, inspires him to restrain his mind, whether the mind is restrained or not. It is based on effort, but the sense of restraining it in the mind of the work form of Sattvic Maya. Next, tendency of renounce worldly pleasures. Mind is naturally oriented towards worldly pleasures, that the variousness of worldly pleasures is too strong, that it keeps a man engaged in himself. Man cannot being is a mind the idea of abandoning worldly pleasures. The enjoyment which is present in worldly pleasures is a false belief of joy. It does not allow man to be expelled from the worldly pleasures. If ever this being prevails in the mind that we have to give up worldly pleasures because they are transitory and not beneficial to us, this tendency originates from this Sattvic Maya. Endurance. Every man wants happiness. The desire of happiness is also natural tendency of man. When he receives misery, that is worldly adversity, to himself becomes unhappy. Worldly adversity considered to be the cause of unhappiness, and mystic refer to result of worldly adversity is happiness. Sorrow arising from the worldly adversity is called grief. Earthly adversity will come, but a man does not believe in misery that it is called tasna or endurance. The instinct to bear sorrows due to pain and the sentiment of is due to influence of sattvic maya, titiksha, realization of duty and unduty, seventh effect of sattvic maya. A normal person is ignorant of sense of duty and non-sense unduty. What your work he doesn't feel, he keeps on doing the duty instead of thinking of fact. Occasion of greed and fascination sometimes leads to measure misdeeds. When humans start thinking about what is duty, what is unduty, what a karma, what is sin, what is right and what is wrong, thing to do and what is the wrong thing to do. This does is born that sattvic maya is exerting the influence. Such ideas do not arise suddenly. Such ideas do not come spontaneously. The thought of duty of non-sense or unduty some only as a result of influence of sattvic maya. Increase of memory. When a person is tapped on word illness, then this memory power shows down due to contemplation of worldly thoughts. One of the reasons for this is that there are so many tasks in the worldness that a man loses memory of business. The world is such that when a person loses in the world, he loses when a person's lost work is done due to certain events due to some reason, then due to some realization of many reality of the world. The memory of human being also gets fixed. His memory becomes strong. When the memory of human being is going to be strong, then you should consider it as a clear effect of sattvic maya. Satisfaction of things ever received. It is unnatural. He becomes content with that a person receives. We and today's human beings are trying to collect unused items. We want to get more than what we do not have or what we have. Isparaha is the name of feeling of need for scarce goods. Man's life ends in attempt to achieve the unheard. We do not have the same satisfaction in what received, and if for some reason one feeling comes in our mind that what we have got is enough, household, house, standard of living, food, daily use items are sufficient. When this kind of emotion prevails in a human being, then it should be understood that person is influenced by the influence of sattvic maya. Due to sattvic maya, which feelings automatically come also the human being. Nature of renunciation. In today's society, you must have seen disputes in the family. There is a dispute about a small thing. What does the dispute exist? What is the root cause of this? After considering times, it becomes known that in today's society there is complete lack of the spirit of renunciation. Man wants to say everything to himself. He wants to own of object of his own and at the same time kidnaps of objects of ownership of others and wants to capture them. This feeling is called renunciation. When a man gives his possessions for the use of others, when a man becomes aware of reality, earthly things, then the feeling of renunciation becomes stronger in him. He does not consider any object unnecessary. The emergence of the nature of renunciation of the work form of Sattvic Maya. Introspective thinking. Generally, man does not know what it is, what is the existence, where does he become from the, what is purpose. He attains childhood, teenage, poverty and old age. The person engaged in the work of every stage considers him his purpose. For example, in his youth, he maintains his family and gathers the necessary materials for them. Similarly, work and thinking is its main task of every stage. When a man thinks who we are, where have we come from, what is our objective, how will liberation be achieved, what is our real nature. So it is called self-contemplation. When a person does this type of thinking, then he should know affected by the influence of Sattvic Maya. This gracefulness, the work that seems appropriate to in a human being does the same work. This trend was increased in today's society. Man and woman do whatever they want. This creates a kind of chaos in an society. There was also a tendency to move arbitrarily. History, Purans tells stories of arbitrary conduct of the demons. Argument behavior is inferiority into shame. To be restrained is shameful. When a feeling of restrained behavior arises in a human being, that is feeling of shame, then it should know the effect of Sattvic Maya. 13. Tendency of charity. Man earns to himself and works for himself. And tendency is the donate is less. Helping the appropriate character is proper condition is called donation. Instinct. When the instinct of doing in his man comes and it generates a sense of helping proper and the deserving persons, then the feeling comes due to Sattvic Maya. Although we keep helping people for our selfishness, this work is not called charity. Donation is the only help which is needed and not to have a sense of favor in it. The spirit of charity comes only because of Sattvic Maya. Presence of simplicity in the mind and speech due to influence of Sattvic Maya, a person meditates by hurting others in the mind keeps uttering harsh words, very speech. In such situation, he has no simplicity in mind and speech. Seeing the special environment, man starts to work in the same way, and when there is some inconvenience, he starts thinking unsymmetrically. When the mind and the effect of thinking is also reflected in the speech of a person, he starts having moderate beneficial thoughts, and through his speech he starts to express restrained feeling towards people. Then it should know the effect of Sattvic Maya. Sattvic Maya begins to cleanse the mind of man and gives use in simplicity in speech. Prayer practice. We all want to do his mandate. It is simple instinct of our mind, that is our daily life. We work by giving orders of person. This prescriptive attitude is considered a symbol of our pride. If we order people of our work, then it is considered appropriate to do so and want to people to obey our order and follow our property. While having the how you are to keep order, when a man conducts this pride conduct with prayer, it should be understood that he is influenced by influence of Sattvic Maya. We do this is an imperative work. We should do this. We should not do this. It is prayerful conduct that is caused by Sattvic Maya. There are 15 points and facts which I have revealed before you, that when a Sattvic Maya affects the body, and it should be understood that a Sattvic person is affected by Sattvic Maya. And this session is ending. In further session tomorrow in morning, I will describe body influence affected by Rajasi Maya, Rajasi illusion. This session is ending, and we welcome tomorrow in morning all my members of the session. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahi Trishinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ठीक है, जान